Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive breakdown of one of the most shocking moments in daytime TV history. It all started when Hollywood icon Hugh Grant, known for his charming rom-com roles in films like Notting Hill and Love Actually, made a surprise appearances on the popular British talk show Loose Women. The panel, including the outspoken Denise Welch, was buzzing with excitement as Grant sat down to promote his latest project. But what began as a light-hearted chat quickly turned into a battlefield of words. Grant, often seen as the quintessential British gentleman, has a reputation for being witty yet sometimes acerbic in interviews. Denise Welch, a veteran panelist famous for her no-holds-barred opinions on everything from mental health to celebrity scandals, was ready to dive deep. As the conversation kicked off, the audience had no idea they were about to witness a clash that would make headlines worldwide. Grant opened up about his career highs and lows, sharing anecdotes from his days as a heartthrob, but tension simmered beneath the surface, waiting for the right spark to ignite. Welch, never one to shy away from controversy, probed into Grant's personal life, touching on his past relationships and public mishaps. The actor, who has been candid about his disdain for invasive questions, responded with his signature dry humor at first. However, as Welch pressed on, Grant's patience began to wear thin. Viewers at home could sense the shift in atmosphere, with the other panelists exchanging uneasy glances. This was no ordinary celebrity interview, it was a powder keg ready to explode. The studio lights seemed brighter, the audience quieter. As the exchange heated up, Grant's charm gave way to frustration, and Welch's assertiveness bordered on confrontation. What followed was a verbal sparring match that left everyone stunned. As the interview progressed, Denise Welch steered the conversation toward Grant's views on modern Hollywood and the Me Too movement, a topic close to her heart given her advocacy work. Grant, who has spoken out on similar issues in the past, offered his thoughts but with an edge that suggested he felt cornered. Welch challenged him on what she perceived as inconsistencies in his public persona versus his private actions, referencing old tabloid stories that Grant has long tried to bury. The actor fired back, accusing the show of sensationalism and questioning the panel's motives. "This isn't journalism, it's gossip disguised as discussion," he reportedly snapped, his voice rising. The audience gasped, and the other Loose Women stars, like Jane Moore and Colleen Nolan, tried to mediate, but the damage was done. Welch, undeterred, defended her line of questioning, saying it was about holding celebrities accountable. Grant leaned forward, his face flushing, and retorted that such interrogations were why he avoided talk shows. The back and forth intensified, with words like hypocrite and outdated being thrown around. Viewers on social media began tweeting furiously, some siding with Grant's right to privacy, others applauding Welch's boldness. The producer in the control room must have been sweating, as the segment veered wildly off script. Grant's body language screamed discomfort, crossed arms, averted eyes, while Welch remained composed, her experience in heated debates shining through. This wasn't just a disagreement, it was a full-blown fiery exchange that exposed the raw underbelly of celebrity interviews. As the minutes ticked by, the tension reached a boiling point, leading to the inevitable climax that shocked the nation. The turning point came when Denise Welch brought up Hugh Grant's infamous 1995 arrest, a scandal that has haunted him for decades. She framed it as a discussion on redemption and growth, but Grant saw it as a low blow. "Why dredge up ancient history?" he demanded, his tone sharp and unyielding. Welch countered that public figures must hone their pasts, especially in an era of transparency. The exchange grew personal, with Grant implying Welch was using his appearance for ratings, and her responding that he was being overly sensitive. The studio audience murmured in disbelief as the argument escalated. Other panelists attempted to steer the ship back to calmer waters, suggesting a commercial break, but Grant had had enough. He stood up abruptly, removing his microphone with a dramatic flair. "I'm not sitting here to be ambushed," he declared, his British accent laced with indignation. Welch looked taken aback but held her ground, saying, "If you can't handle the heat, perhaps daytime TV isn't for you." The host scrambled to regain control, but Grant was already heading for the exit. Cameras captured the moment in all its awkward glory, the panel in shock, the audience whispering, and Grant's retreating figure. Backstage, reports say he exchanged words with producers before leaving the building entirely. This walk-off wasn't scripted, it was raw emotion spilling over on live television. Social media exploded immediately, with hashtags like #HughGrantWalksOff and #LooseWomenDrama trending worldwide. Fans debated who was in the right, while critics analyzed the implications for celebrity privacy. The incident highlighted the fine line between entertainment and intrusion in modern media. In the aftermath of Hugh Grant's dramatic exit, the Loose Women panel had to continue the show without their star guest. Denise Welch addressed the camera directly, explaining that passionate discussions can sometimes get heated, but that's the essence of the program. The other hosts nodded in agreement, though their expressions betrayed lingering discomfort. Viewers called in with mixed reactions as some praised Welch for her fearlessness, others condemned her for pushing too far. ITV, the network behind Loose Women, issued a statement later that day, describing the incident as an unfortunate misunderstanding and wishing Grant well. Grant himself took to social media hours later, posting a cryptic tweet about the perils of unfiltered talk shows, which garnered millions of likes and retweets. Denise Welch responded in kind, defending her stance and inviting Grant back for a rematch. The media frenzy was immediate, with tabloids splashing headlines like "Grant's loose lips sink ships" and "Welch's wrath forces walk off." Pundits on other shows dissected the exchange, some calling it a masterclass in confrontation, others a low point for daytime TV. Celebrities weighed in too, from supportive messages for Grant from fellow actors to cheers for Welch from women's rights advocates. The video clips went viral, amassing views in the tens of millions across platforms. Analysts noted how such moments boost ratings, suggesting the clash might have been good for business despite the chaos. Grant's publicist released a follow-up, emphasizing his commitment to honest interviews but drawing boundaries on personal attacks. This event reignited debates on celebrity mental health and media ethics, proving that even seasoned stars have limits. Delving deeper into the personalities involved, Hugh Grant has long been known for his aversion to the spotlight outside of his films. From his reluctant press tours to candid admissions of disliking fame, this incident fits a pattern of him clashing with intrusive questioning. Denise Welch, on the other hand, built her career on authenticity, sharing her battles with depression and addiction openly. Their collision was perhaps inevitable, a clash of reserved wit versus unbridled candor. Fans of Loose Women appreciated the realness, arguing that sanitized chats are boring. Critics, however, pointed out potential harm in ambushing guests. The show's format, encouraging debate among strong-willed women, often leads to fireworks, but rarely to walk-offs. Comparisons were drawn to past TV meltdowns, like Kanye West's interruptions or Joan Rivers' feuds. Social commentators suggested this reflects broader cultural shifts toward accountability in entertainment. Grant's career, post this event, saw a surge in interest, with old films trending on streaming services. Welch gained new followers, positioning herself as a formidable interviewer. ITV reportedly reviewed their guest vetting process to avoid future mishaps. Public apologies were floated but never materialized. Adding to the intrigue, memes flooded the internet, poking fun at Grant's posh exit and Welch's steely gaze. Late-night shows parodied the scene, boosting its cultural footprint. Ultimately, this fiery exchange reminded us that behind the glamour, celebrities are human, prone to frustration and defensiveness. It also underscored the power of live TV to capture unscripted drama that captivates audiences globally. As the dust settles on this Loose Women saga, questions linger about its long-term impact. Will Hugh Grant swear off talk shows forever, or was this a one-off flare-up? Denise Welch continues to thrive on the panel, her reputation for tough questions intact. The incident has sparked conversations about boundaries in media, with calls for more respectful dialogues. Viewers remain divided, but one thing's certain: it was must-see TV. Ratings for the episode skyrocketed, proving controversy sells. Grant's upcoming projects now carry extra buzz, while Welch's book sales reportedly spiked. In the end, this clash humanized both stars, showing vulnerability amid the spotlight. Whether reconciliation happens or not, the memory of that heated exchange will endure in TV lore. For fans, It's a reminder that even polite Brits have breaking points, and outspoken panelists won't back down. As we wrap up this deep dive, remember to like, subscribe, and comment below. Who do you think was in the wrong? Stay tuned for more celebrity drama breakdowns. Until next time, keep watching the stars. They might just implode on Live There.